So before we get into this video, I just want to let you all know that this is a follow-up to a video I did 2.5 years ago where I'm pretty much just rerunning through a team. So if you want to see that previous video, drop down in the description below and it'll be there available for you with all the cringe possible from 2017 version of me. But for this video, enjoy. So before the anniversary started, I decided I want to do something a little bit different, and I wanted to run my original first team that I ever made in Dokkan and kind of rerun it on the original stage and then rerun it with the newest version of the same team, just updated. So for starters, we're going to start off with the first original team, but before we get into the rest of the video, hi guys, my name is Nick, and I'm bringing you another Dokkan video for this time around. The good thing about this particular team is this kind of has a little bit of a sweet spot, because when I first initially got into Dokkan and I started playing the game, I first just felt like, of course, why not have like a Realm of Gods team? I was hoping at the time, or even before I started playing the game, that this was the thing, and then when UI Goku dropped, this is kind of when the team started functioning, and when you started having these characters at the time that existed. The good thing about these characters, though, is you will see that they are easy 8 here, some of them at least, so, you know, this kind of like the 2020 version of these teams, per se. But a lot of these cards are the older versions of them. So for an example, I'm going to switch out some of them for the next version, and you're going to see some changes there. But these are, this is the initial team that I ran the first time around, and honestly, I feel like it's still a really strong team if you want to go through a lot of Dokkan events. It's not what I think would be incredibly weak or not as potent for a lot of missions in particular. I will say that, I mean, of course, there are better versions of these characters, that it is what it is. They've been upgraded, or their easy A's make them better than some of their current characters. But, I mean, I'll probably use, I say, like half of them as often as I used to. I definitely feel like Vegito Blue is the mainstay on this team that is used across the board no matter what, just because his easy A is still, in my opinion, and I feel like a lot of other people's, pretty much the best in the game. It's just hard to contend with the fact that he just does everything. Not only does he defend, but he counters, and then he just attacks multiple times for like 1.5, 6, 7, and he can do that many times. If you have all additionals into him, and you might throw some of those new skill or equipments that is available in the game, that was available after this video is going to premiere. At the time, basically, again, since this was before the anniversary, skill orbs wasn't really available, but as of right now, I threw on, I think it was additionals on him, because I feel like he crits a lot as it is. I do have max additional on him and max crit as much as I can on both ends. So I think it's 15 to 11 right now for that. And he kind of additionals more than he does crits. But honestly, I mean, I feel like he's a fantastic unit. Or fantastic, probably undershading it. But he's definitely like a pillar for this team and for many teams, especially Kamehameha. He's a character that I feel like I use on that team no matter what. Even if he doesn't link as well, I feel like he doesn't need a link, in my opinion, just because, I mean, he one-shots that. But I feel like he doesn't need to link as much as other characters do, just because of his counter mechanic. It's so strong in the fact that he ends up critting half of the time. For me, that is. It's definitely fantastic. And look, that's the fastest run right there for that. That's actually the first team, where we're going to hop into the second ROG team, and we're going to have them run through it, and I'm going to update them on the go. Alright, so now we're going to update, and it's going to be the second ROG team. Now with this ROG team, of course, what we're going to do is, in my opinion, what I have as the updated version of my team. So we have the STR UI Goku, the new ally that just dropped recently, and we're going to have the updated versions of pretty much everybody. So we're going to have Supreme Kai of Time, not Supreme Kai, my bad. We're going to have the STR Goku, and we're going to have some of the other characters just to replace them. I would say that I feel like the physical Super Saiyan Blue Goku and the tech Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta are probably the two best characters to use on this team, in my opinion. For a lot of my teams, I throw them on pretty much everything. I haven't been using them as much as I wanted to, just because I kind of want to use everybody else, because I feel like they're so good and so overshadowed by a lot of the units that release in this game that I kind of just don't, I don't know, I like variety, and I like switching it up often. I definitely like to awaken as much characters as I can, use a bunch of different people on different teams and get different results out of it. But in my opinion, I feel like this is the updated and the current version of the ROG team. That's the updated version of my previous team. This team is not only super strong, but Whis is just absolutely phenomenal. From the in version to this version, it's night and day. The in version, pretty much, obviously, he just gives like extra attack and defense and key, so it's not really that much of a big deal. But of course, support type units are fantastic, and I do think they provide a lot, and they're pretty great. But this one, man, he tanks, and then he just gets crazy amount of defense for dodging. I mean, he has the same mechanic as UI Goku here, where he has, I think it's like a 50 to, I think it's a 75% dodge. I think it's a great chance. So every time he dodges, he gets 50% defense. And that, if you just throw him in a front wave, and it's only for that turn, by the way, so it's not like it's going to carry over to the next time, and he just infinitely stacks, because he'd be the best unit in the game. But definitely, he does fill a void in the team that I feel like really needed to happen, because I feel like Wheeze is a character that isn't really as represented until recently with this, especially obviously with the physical barriers that dropped. I would put him on a team, but I feel like there's something about him that I guess it's probably the links or something like that. He just doesn't fit as much as I want him to, but it is what it is. But him, and obviously the Guy Goku. Not only is Guy Goku fantastic, I love the animation. I feel like that's the best super attack that, or not even the best, but the most different super attack that they've thrown in there. I know it's kind of like a Rasengan type of situation from Naruto, whatever it is, but for like a Dragon Ball move, it's better than just having another Kamehameha for once. I mean, we could only have the same move as many times as they really make it for us, honestly. But I mean, as far as rotations go, obviously STR Kaioken Goku is a really strong unit. Not really the best defensively on like the endgame content and stuff like that. But if you're just doing Dokkan events, he's straight gonna run through it. You will not get his active skill on this team though. Is the only downside. You might get it if I'm not mistaken. I think it's possible because I think that UI Goku, I think he counts himself as the third character. So maybe if you've had it, but honestly, it's possible. I think I took that into mind, and I'm pretty sure I did that on purpose. I'd have to double check for sure, but I don't remember if he counts as his own character. But as far as it goes, I mean, look, we've ran through this event as fast as we did with the previous event on the same type of team. So who knows? I mean, honestly, this is the first team, and I'm glad that I could do pretty much the same team again, just updated with pretty much the same look, the same desire. Finally a dodge, but man, this honestly is not only just a fantastic team, it's a super strong team. They bring a lot to the table, and you could run through them through any Dokkan event, in my opinion. They're super tanky. They deal out a ton of damage. This guy obviously, like seals super attack and stuff like that. So like, not only is it just fantastic for anything you can run through, you could probably run through this on like standard ROG. I feel like it's possible in the SRB maybe, or SBR. It's possible. Maybe I might give it a run. But we'll see. We're going to do some SBR runs here very, very soon. And I look forward to that. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of a throwback. And take care and enjoy.